Actually, you don't. Let's not even do the countdown. I'm gonna turn off the music just in case whatever's playing is copyrighted. VRC stuff. Okay, cool. Um, can't see chat for YouTube. Wait, is broadcast running? Holy shit, I think it is. You alright?
Yeah, yawn.
You sound tired.
I'm
Oh
a
yeah,
bit
it is on.
tired, but
Oh damned. I
I'll
mean, I
probably
can,
do this real quick and then after.
as I say, you can just, come in here and I can go into the office.
Well, I still wanted to do this.
Okay. Well, it's live now. We're recording. Technically, it's live, but it's being saved because YouTube is dope. Um, we're gonna just like kind of talk a little bit about polyamory and monogamy. Uh, for the sake of the topic at hand, we're not bashing either. We're both polyamorous, but I want to talk about the whole people. No, okay, I've talked about this. You weren't there for that stream, but I've talked about this before. Um, if you sit as close as you want to, people who cling to monogamy their whole lives, I respect that they're sticking with that one person. But when one of the people in that relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend, boyfriend, girlfriend, girlfriend, whatever, or marriage, when one of them says, I want to be poly out of nowhere, just literally out of nowhere, the topic has never come up before. They, you went in the relationship not even knowing that the other person was poly. Uh, something, something's off. Because that's what happened to my last relationship with who I shall refer to as the Locust. Um, things were going okay for like a year or two. I think we were together for like almost 5 or 6 years. And then one day she's just like, "Oh, we should be poly." I still have the screenshot on my Google Drive because I held on to it in case it was all like a trap. And she started over, she's like, "I want to be polyamorous," and I was like, "I don't even know what that fucking is." And she explained it, and I was like, "That sounds like a trap." And she's like, "It's not a trap, I promise. Like, we can find somebody for both of us, and have another partner in the relationship." And I was strictly monogamous at the time. Um, and uh, she just kind of led with this like, we really should try this. I was like, okay, I guess. And we started being polyamorous, and she picked up a guy within like the week and went to his house that weekend, banged him, and I was like, well, what about me? She's like, he's not interested in you, and I'm like, okay. And she just kept doing that every weekend until we broke up, and she had a guy ready like instantaneously. So the reason I'm bringing up this topic is there was a Reddit post on the over am I overreacting Reddit, and this guy was texting his wife, and she was like, we should be poly. It'd be fun. And he's like, I don't want to be poly, and she's like, I figured you'd want to sleep with another woman by now. That's just weird, bro. I just guess you can't match my freak, like word for word. That's what she said, and I was just like, that's kind of fucked up, but okay. Um, and uh, guy stood his ground, and I'm not monogamous, but I have respect for you standing your ground and your boundaries in the relationship. And he's just like, I feel like I'm overreacting by telling her that it's not going to work if she keeps trying to push this. And I feel like as hard as she was pushing it, because he was posting like the text screenshots, I feel like she had something lined up. She just needed it to be sanctioned so she can do it. Like I was saying earlier before we did the stream, like she just wanted somebody to She wanted her husband to sanction her screwing around so she wouldn't feel bad about it. And I know I did a stream a while back about like people who use polyamory as like an excuse to cheat or say they're poly so they can cheat. And, you know, I feel like people don't take polyamory seriously because why is my screen so zoomed in? Uh because of people like that, and that bugs the shit out of me because we're trying to get a good reputation for a completely valid type of relationship, and people just using it as an excuse to cheat and screw around. You're poly because, well, I mean, obviously because you're with me, but you've also admitted that you admitted like you don't want to try, you don't want to go to monogamy because you'd rather be poly, and I'm the same way.
Yeah. Um, for me, uh, it just feels the I don't know, completely different from how I was just doing it before. Because before I've been poly, I guess technically in my last two relations, well, this relationship, my last relationship, I guess. Uh, and before that, I just hadn't dated anybody for a long time. So it was like my depression era, and um, so I wasn't really trying to get with anybody. And I was just like, just sort of what felt like living to be alive, stuff to be alive, but not a relationship where it kind of just became like, yeah, I'm in an open relationship because like, uh, I started dating a guy that was already married, and I like met his wife, and she knew that I was like dating her husband. And then slowly but I was still, of course, in the mindset of just almost like making it feel monogamous until I was like, it's impossible to, because he's clearly open, but I can't just be like, because it's gonna make it, it's just gonna put more in my head like jealousy if I try to be monogamous in an open relationship.
Right.
So then I kind of slowly was like, I'm just gonna be open. But then after a while, I stopped dating him because I knew I was never gonna see him, and like our only interaction was uh playing tabletop RPGs or video games.
Right.
And I was trying to find something a little bit more IRL because I at least want one partner to be IRL because I can't like it was getting to me too much of like not having anybody to at least hold or kiss every once in a while because
It's just kind of important.
it is.
Like having somebody to hold and all that, and have like that physical intimacy
Yeah,
outside of
because
like wang jangling each other is like really important.
yeah, well, it's even the extra stuff because like every single online relationship I have, at first you're like, yay, we're talking a whole lot, and then you slowly talk a little bit less, and then it just feels like you're talking to your friend almost, where you're just like, I talk to you every once in a while,
Yeah.
and you're just like, and you're like, why are we still dating?
Yeah.
Whereas the fact that we get to be IRL is like we get to like talk to each other every day.
Yeah.
It's I need at least a little bit of IRL.
Yeah. Online relationships are hard, but that's an entirely different uh it's an entirely different subject. Hello, Mai. How are you, sweetie? For context, aside from us talking about polyamorous versus monogamous relationships, and people using the poly relationships to cheat, uh, we do these streams over here off the record to talk about shit we can't talk about on Twitch, like say things like penis and boob. Um, but
What are you streaming
yeah, I've been streaming for the past
on Twitch or YouTube? What?
just YouTube for the past 10 minutes. I've been streaming.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was just a recording.
No, it's streaming so that it can be a recording. I'm doing all right. Still a bit tired. Ivy wants to go to bed at some point, but we were gonna have this little stream. No, yeah, it's I've been streaming for the past like 10 minutes because instead of like uh recording it to my computer, taking that upload, putting it on YouTube, it's just easier just to stream it so that way it's saved for later. I'm lazy, and I know this isn't the usual Space Mom avatar, but you know, it is what it is. Or can't that Blanchett? Blanchett? What? Why clown?
What? What? I don't know. Also, it's Blanchet.
Blanchard?
It's French.
You're weird. I love
Blanchet
you.
is white.
Arcantha White.
Blanche. I can't wait.
That's an interesting
Nah, I just
combination.
randomly chose it as a. I randomly chose it as a last name. Not as something that I wanted, but like I first started using it for Final Fantasy 14.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because in that game you can give when you make a character, you give yourself a first name and a last name.
Oh, okay, I get you.
That's what I went with for funsies.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of anything. I was like, It also just made sense because Arcantha is also Latin.
It is?
Yeah, Arcanth is Latin for thorn.
I feel like you told me this. Like I only know a little bit of Latin, but I didn't know that. Now I have to look it up on Google Translate. God damn it.
I mean, I know a teensy bit, but
Yeah,
I want
I
to
think
learn
we
more
probably know about the
Germanic.
same amount.
I guess technically I want to learn both. Those are probably like the top things I want to learn is different Germanic languages, different Latin-based languages, and then in just Japanese.
Arcant. Okay. So going letter by letter, A is A, AR is AR, ARC is ARC, ARCA is box, ARCAN is secret. Throw in a T, it's treasure, and then you throw in an H, and there's nothing. So arcant
Really?
is treasure, and arcan is secret. You were in a relationship 3 years
Like
ago.
a
I respect that. Relationships are hard, especially living down there where you fucking do. Because last time I lived down there where you are, I ended up getting married, and I'd rather not do that shit again in Texas. I'd just rather stay away from that whole fucking state. It sucks. It sucks so much.
uh,
I would rather be
I've just
exiled
straight
from
up
the
never
state.
been there.
No, you're not missing anything. Straight up, you are not fucking missing anything. Well, I mean, last relationship was 3 years ago, or last relationship before the one you're in now. I don't know if you're seeing anybody. Not trying to make any assumptions or pounce on you like I did techno, but you know. Either way, uh, yeah, I just feel like people need to stop using polyamory as an excuse to cheat. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. It's wrong. In my opinion, it's amoral, but I'm just weird like that, I guess. Don't cheat, don't lie, don't, be a good person. It's not hard. I promise. I promise it's not hard. Uh, but yeah, um, I just kind of like this little tangent. We wanted to record a little short tangent. Uh, Again, I'm not gonna try to flirt with you or hit on you, because I'm a good person sometimes. Don't let anything techno tell you. Don't believe anything techno tells you. I won't flirt with you. I mean, I'll flirt with you, but I won't like try to date you because I don't want to be that person. uh, yeah, just being us. Uh, Other than that, I don't have a whole lot to say on the matter. Other than don't cheat. If you're poly, you're poly. If you're poly, you're poly. Cool. If you're monogamous, cool. Just don't use one as an excuse to screw around on the other. And yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to
Yeah,
say.
but that's always sometimes the hardest thing with a poly is like uh making if uh making sure that there's communication between people if like uh either A if there's three people, right, and but only some of them are dating each other but not all together, and then you have relationships where let's say all three of them are dating each other.
Yeah. Um, no, I get that.
Because there's a lot of like,
Well, so I'm dating Razzie and I'm dating Techno, but like about it. I mean, I'm pretty sure
yeah, and the other,
Razzie may be open to like, maybe getting to know you a little bit more. Who knows? Techno, I'm not so sure. But I mean, I wouldn't care if you had a relationship on the side as long as you don't do what you know who did and just fucking vanish. Like, I wouldn't care if you had a relationship
yeah,
on the
but
side as long as I know about it.
that's the biggest thing. It's just like, even if I did get a relationship, or the fact that you're in two other relationships, is that we still hang out way more than any of the other people that we've been dating.
Well, that's also because Techno and Razzie are like really, really busy lately, so I don't see them as much.
Yeah,
Techno does want to go on a date Saturday night or tomorrow night, but Razzie wanted to come around today, but family caught him, and he ended up having to go do stuff because it's Razzie's
yeah.
birthday. Um, but yeah,
Yay! Happy birthday.
I have
I
mom
miss
my other
Charlotte, I
birthday.
guess.
Yeah, Charlotte's. We're working on her. I think she genuinely wants to get out of wherever the
Yeah,
fuck she's living, and I
yeah.
understand that
But I
entirely.
don't. She just had a surgery done, and now we'll have to go back to her job where she works like 12 fucking hours.
Yeah, no, I can't do
That's
that.
too much for me. I can only do like 8 or 9 hours.
I could do 10 hours, 4 days a week, as long as it gives me my extra day off. I could do four tens so
Yeah,
easy.
yeah. I guess at that point, as long as it's like you get 3 days off, but if they're still like, because I worked at that one warehouse a few years ago,
Mm-hmm.
or well, I guess a year. Uh, I guess what, 6 months ago, 7 months ago, and well, technically, I got them to change my hours, so I was considered what they call it's not full time. What is it? Regular time? Regular time, where I only work 40 hours per week. Um, Before that, like the first year that I joined there, they made me fucking work like 12 fucking hours for 5 days. I'm sure I was getting overtime, but I hated it. It just filled me with like I, pretty much
Yeah.
depression. It was like I don't know how much longer I could take this, but it was
Yeah.
paying me very very well.
I there are times where it's just the pay doesn't feel like it's worth the for lack of better term,
Mental
torture.
mental torture, yeah, or my mental well being
Yeah.
to like crack or snap. Which I can't remember if it was that happened the first year or maybe it's towards the end. Was when I was like, all right, I need to start taking HRT. Which I don't know if I've ever talked about that before about being like, like I had considered it when I was younger, but then I told myself, oh, I'd be ugly and I'd never be able to go out with anybody. And then like when I had my mental breakdown, I was like, well, does it really matter that you won't be able to go out with anybody because you're not trying, you're not talking to anybody, you're just by yourself. And I'm like, you know what, you're right. Like all those things that I was pushing myself down for made no sense because I'm not even doing anything or trying. So I was like, fuck it. And then I just decided to start HRT. And then I got on Tammy the first time after like a few months of like after my face had changed. No, I'm not gonna lie, I'm cute. I was getting
Ah,
just
yeah, there you
fuck
are.
tons of I was getting like fuck tons of people just messaging me, and I was like, wow, I feel popular.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Tammy is a fucking meat market, so it's just people who want to bang and
Yeah,
never
I mean,
see you again.
I figured that out over time, but then it just became like a way for me to feel vain, I guess, and just be like I know I'm never gonna talk to these people, but I'd still try to see if in between them I could find somebody who wants to actually talk to me more.
Hmm.
And there was like a one or two few relationships I tried, but yeah, it didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
One of them was a guy that just like lied all constantly, and I was like, I'm tired of you, dude.
I'm
He's in
sick of you. Leave
California.
my presence. Oh, yeah, there you go. What's the facetiousness of California? That is really hard to say. Facetiousness of California.
You're like really zoomed in.
Yeah, I'm zooming back out because I'm like zoomed in on my tits on stream right now. And like, again, not trying to be one of those
I mean, like,
streamers. It's fixing. I'm looking at it. It's fixing. Good God, those are wobbly as shit.
huh?
But yeah, um, I think the second because it was the same thing for me. Like I had installed Tammy like one time, and it was just people who wanted to like get their rocks off and shit, and never talk to you again afterwards. And I was like, I'm legitimately looking for a relationship here. Like part of me was like, yeah, maybe a booty call, but like I was looking for a relationship. And then I had that really bad hookup, which we talked about before in another off the record. And then I was like getting lonely because of you know who, and I was like, fuck it, I'll just reinstall the app. And this is when I met you. And then once we started talking on Discord, like legitimately, I just
Yeah.
uninstalled it like right then and there. I was like, I don't need this no more. You're taking up space on my phone, and I'm getting tired of the notifications. Go away. Um, but yeah, no, it's I just want to be with somebody, you know. And I'm glad I have you, and I'm glad I have the guys, and you know, Charlotte at some point if that happens. But I'm not like putting my everything into hopes that it happens. I almost opened the loot menu. Holy shit. Um, yeah, no, I'm not. No. Um, but I feel like we kind of talked about everything we wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. All right, let's cut this here. Uh, Jover. Yeah. So basically, that's the long, short, girthy of the stream. I don't know why I said girthy. Uh, I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow. Maybe I might stream. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I want to stream. I just want you all to know that I love you and adore you, and you're all valid. And be gay, do crime, fight God, praise Satan. Yeah, I don't have VRC on here for the audio. Ivy says she loves you, and see you tomorrow maybe. I want to try to do more streaming this weekend. If I get this new job and they only give me like a week until I start, I'm streaming like fucking every day. All right, love you.